Except the beautiful landscapes and natural resources from the 18th century, steelmaking and metallurgy in Sheffield have a global reputation. This industry used Sheffield's unique combination of local iron, coal and water power supplied by local rivers. From 1801 to the year around 1951, the city's population had a massive growth because of its steel making. In modern Sheffield, the steel industry concentrates on more specialized steel making.
Sheffield steel's always been good stuff. It was, coming from New Zealand, it's always been the top quality stuff. You bought anything that's Sheffield steel, it was good stuff.
In the Kelham Island Museum, we can discover more stories and reveal the secrets about the success of Sheffield steel making. Mr. Richard Saward is the museum's business service manager. He feels very proud and happy to introduce his museum to us.
Welcome to Kelham Island Museum, a museum that tells the story of Sheffield's industrial past, the story of how Sheffield City grew, but also the lives of the people who worked in those industries. We focus very much on the steel making because steel is integral to the story of Sheffield. The Kelham Island itself is a man-made island between the River Don and the mill streams created way back in the 1100s. The island, because of its location next to the stream, next to the river, became a centre for industry because of its proximity to the water, which allowed it to generate power, but also because it could then access supplies of coal as industry developed and steam power became more important.
In the center of the museum, we found Britain's most powerful engine, the River Don engine. It is also a symbol of Sheffield steel at its peak in last century.
The engine was built in 1905 and worked in Sheffield for 73 years. It is the largest and most powerful steam engine in Britain, generating about 12,000 brake horsepower. It's gas driven and was used for rolling mills at the River Don Works in Sheffield, where it pressed pressed metal for all sorts of reasons, amongst those being for the Dreadnought the Dreadnought battleships during the wartime, and then obviously for very many other industry uses. We run it at the museum every day for 2 minutes. The boiler that we have will only provide enough steam to run the engine for just 2 minutes. So if you can imagine what it was like, how big the boilers would need to be to run a machine or an engine this size 24 hours a day, there would need to be an awful lot of hot water to provide that much steam.
In old times, the steel-making workers were very lack of protection, only wearing the normal clothes. However, the safety of their clothes has been much more improved in modern eras.